You are listening to Viewpoints from PlaceCloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
We're standing on Glengall Road in Peckham, near the site of an old pub called the Glengall Arms, which was closed in 1998. Just next to this building was the entrance to the factory of Chubb & Sons Patent Lock and Safe Company, which moved to this site from Smithfield, just north of the river, in 1866. Chubb is still a well-recognised brand name in the world of locks and keys today, but the company began life as a ship's ironmongers in 1804. The factory in Glengall Road manufactured safes and strong rooms for over 40 years, until the site was closed in 1908. In 1885, Parliament passed a Public Health Act called the Housing of the Working Classes. This piece of legislation took issue with the poor conditions of working-class housing, which were perceived to be injurious to both morality and health. It moved to force local authorities to shut down unhealthy houses and to make landlords personally liable for their tenants' health. It also made it illegal for landlords to let property which was seen to be below appropriate standards in sanitation. Sir Richard Cross, who introduced this bill, was keen to encourage corporations to take up the question of the housing of their own workers. According to newspaper reports from 1885, the Chubb Lock Company took up this principle that the responsibility of employers to their employed does not cease with the payment of wages. The Chubb Company provided workmen's dwellings on the Old Kent Road nearby, with water, laundry, a coffee tavern, lecture hall, and library for their employees, providing them with the means for healthy habitation and intellectual improvement, in the hope that other employers in South London would follow suit. From 1885, the Chubb Company also set up an annual flower and bird show for their workers, with the intention of encouraging floriculture and the rearing of home pets amongst the working classes. It was a commonly held belief at the time that if working men in particular were inspired to cultivate gardens on their windowsills or roofs, the draw of caring for their plants would dissuade them from going to the pub for a drink at the end of the day, and would instead tempt them back home to their families and to their plants. Domestic floriculture thus became a favourite rational recreation promoted by temperance advocates to give working men something to do in their spare time. The flower and bird shows of the Chubb Company were declared a great success by local reporters, particularly in their exhibiting of exotic birds such as the Australian kingfisher and the laughing jackass or kookaburra. There was even talk of holding a spin-off chrysanthemum exhibition after the first show in 1885. Perhaps most enthralling of all, however, was the site which welcomed visitors to this inaugural exhibition, namely Mr. J.C. Chubb's very own valuable collection of stuffed fish.